did some research, and I ended up doing some research as well. From 2010 to 2016, the Tigers were top 5 offense at home. They batted 282. They hit, I think, the fourth most home runs out of any home team. Same dimensions. I mean, keep in mind, the only dimension changes they've had made before was in 2003 when they brought the fences in in left field from 395 to 375. That's it. So I know some of the hardcore Tiger fans are out there. I know Jeremy's in there booing already, but I'll start with you, Chris. In terms of this does change a little bit. You got to get better offensively, don't you, before this is even impactful?
Yeah, I mean that's you mentioned it. The stats, they were a good home hitting team when they had good hitters. They have been a terrible home hitting team because they've been a terrible offensive team overall. Their numbers were worse on the road last year than at home. But to that point, I've always been somebody who didn't think they needed to change the park because if you have good hitters, it's just fine. I honestly don't think this is going to make that much of a difference at all. We're talking about maybe a dozen home runs a year, maybe a handful of triples now get turned into ground rule doubles. I think Scott Harris said that he would prefer, I think he said, to be a park that is either hitter friendly or pitcher friendly. He wants to be one or the other. He doesn't want to be in the middle. And this is still going to be a very pitcher friendly park, I think, overall. It's just there are, a handful of balls each year on the very extreme that won't be outs or doubles or whatever anymore. They're going to be home runs, which is, I'm fine with that, but I don't think anybody expecting this to be like a huge difference maker is going to be disappointed, I think.
Well, the way I view it, certainly the point about once they get a presentable offense on the field, we'll know a lot more, how this plays. Because right now, with the popgun offense they've shown, it doesn't really matter. But with that said, I like the shorter fence in right center. I've often thought that thing is so far out there, then to have it so tall as well, a little unfair to hitters. So I have no problem bringing that down to 7 feet. Hopefully that might lead to some more catches brought back over the fence, which is always exciting. I would hate to see triples knocked down because triples are also exciting. So we'll just have to kind of see what kind of balance this change creates, whether we see less triples but more catches brought back over the fence, or do we see less triples and more home runs instead? We're not going to know until they play it for 2 or 3 years, really, and get a really big sample and see what it's playing like. But I'm willing to watch it. I don't have any big problems with it at all. I hope they fix. There's that part in right field where they have that black railing, and sometimes they can't tell if it hit the railing or if it hit the fence, and is it a home run or not. I hope this change does something to rid the field of that, because I've always hated the 3 or 4 times a year where that happens.